Thrift fine. So yeah, I was out thrifting today too. It gets a little addictive when you start making a little. So while I was out today, and if you're watching TV, you saw what happened. There you go. You saw what happened. So, pick this up. The Columbia Lady Georgia hoodie windbreaker. Now, these other pieces are literally artifacts. I'm talking belong in a museum. Some of them anyway. This one I don't know. Something I can't pronounce it. Anyway, but leather jacket. Jeans by Buffalo. Leather jacket. New vintage. Cause it ain't old vintage. It's new vintage. But leather jacket. I mean, heavy quality leather jacket. It'll be up on the site probably tonight on the Soul Exchange. Jeans Buffalo. Let me see. Okay. Give me all the details that I want. But take a risk on it. Now these last two, no label, right? This is old school. It's even got that leather smell. This thing weighs, I don't know how much. I mean, look at it. It's freaking exquisite. You know what I'm saying? Going on the site tonight. Somebody left something in here. Might tell me what this is. This is a true tea artifact. I was gonna try. Let me see. So, I don't know if it's a. Ooh. Just too short. But it is leather. So yeah, going on the site tonight. Authentic cow leather. Put that back over there. Now this one here, vintage. I love vintage items because vintage clothing is built to last. It's built forever and a day. Vintage clothing is like old school, turn of the century houses. They built those houses for generations. The houses we have today are built for one generation at best. But if you go back, in some cases, 40 years, if you go back 50, 60, 70, 80 years, 100 years, those Victorian style homes that they built way back when, you know, right after Reconstruction, those houses were built to last forever. The wood, everything in those houses were built to last at least 100 years. So vintage items, vintage leathers, vintage clothing, well-stitched clothing is designed to last. I mean, it's just like a Toyota. You keep it up or take care of it decently. Decently, not even great, decently. It's built to last forever. So this particular garment, built to last forever. So Albert Nippon, looked it up on the eBays. Every one of them was going for like 100. And it's a trench. It's a lady's jacket. This is when America was still making American clothes. Shell wool velvet. Lining. Dry clean only. Bro, this thing got a serial number in it. Made in America. This is why I like vintage. This is why I like thrifting. This right here. I've got some pieces that I thrifted 15 years ago. So for those of you who think, oh man, he just started. And I'm a collector. So this right here, a chic, old school chic. Picked this up off Metropolitan in Atlanta in an old thrift store that's been turned into a storage unit off of Metropolitan across from the new, or right beside the new precinct. I picked this up about 7-8 years ago. It's just old school classic. You ain't gonna find it no more. It's just vintage. It's got texture. That's why I got it. Stuff like that I've had for a long period of time. I got a leather jacket that I bought 15 years ago from a thrift store in Albany, Georgia that shut down like 10 years ago. So yeah, like I've been doing this for a minute and I've always had an eye for it, but life happened, things happened, and I got away from it, but then it reincarnated itself back to me. So there what are we gonna do? Just out here playing around. But anyway, it's your boy. It's been another good day out here in them streets, going around making money, printing money. No, not play, for show, for real, printing money. You say, man, it ain't, like, what's the point? I really can't tell you what the point is. It's gotta be something that's in you. You can't go make yourself do anything. It has to be a part of your genetic coding. It has to be a part of you. It has to be a part of something within you that attracts you to it. It's the law of attraction, as we talk about. You have to have some inclination that ain't no superhero coming to rescue you. That you gotta get it out. You gotta go out there and get it out the mud. I was telling somebody one day, I said, when I know I gotta go to Walmart, as I'm getting in my car and driving to the store, I'm already plotting my route through the store. If I gotta go get bread, I already know what aisle it's on. So I park closer to that side of the building. If I need something that's a toiletry type deal, park on that side of the building, go in the store, make a left, boom, all the way down, boom, look, boom, 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 boom. I already know what I'm doing. My plot is already laid out over the store. My logistics in the store is already laid out. I do that because that way I can execute. See, when you know where you're going, you don't have to wait for nobody. When you know where you're going, you can move past the slow people who are just on a stroll. See, when you know where you're headed, and you have a direction, when you prepare yourself for where you're going, it's easier to deal with where you're at. You know what I'm saying? When you got a plan, when you got a skill set, or when you got an idea, when you got a thought, when you are not waiting for somebody else to open up a door and then you go open up your own door, then you are never beholden to anybody. See, you gotta not want to follow a crowd just to fit in. That's generic. You gotta plot your own path. You gotta write your own script. You got to invest into you, not because there's a reward later or even now, but because it's in you to do. Doors don't open for people who stand and wait. Doors open for people who are either willing to knock them down or go and make their own building. See, a lower level vibration person is going to wait so that their strength is renewed. The only strength that's renewing is the waiting, not the action. Money isn't attracted to waiters. Money is attracted to people who go out and put money to work. A person who sits on money, as the story of the talents in the Biblius Helios, as the story of the talents. One went and done something, another went and done something, and another went and buried. And when the master returned, he gracefully thanked those that invested well. And those that went and buried, he scolded. Why? Because just because you take every nickel and dime you have and you put it in the bank and assume that your saving is going to bless you, it doesn't always come out that way. And you never prepare for the future because you're looking to the sky for something to come and rescue you. No. That is a nice children's story, but we're adults now. It's time to grow up. Ain't nobody coming to rescue you. Ain't nobody cracking the sky for you. So get your boots, get your laces, and strap them up. You know what I mean?